Welcome to the Pathways to Vermont Relay Services training. My name is Laura Siegel. I am the Director of Deaf, Hard of Hearing, and Deaf-Blind Services. I've spent over 20 years in social services working directly with this population. This training will include: what is Telecommunications Relay Service, TRS? What is Vermont Relay? How relay calls work, and some tips and tricks for successful relay calls. Below, you will find the main terms and acronyms used and defined. ASL, American Sign Language, one of the ways people who are deaf, hard of hearing, and deafblind communicate. CA, Communication Assistant, professional relay services worker who facilitates a relay call. DHHDB, the acronym is used for people who are deaf, hard of hearing, and deafblind. TRS, Telecommunications Relay Services, the umbrella name for all versions of relay services. Vermont Relay, the organization that runs most of the relay services available to Vermonters. VRS, Video Relay Services. This is available for ASL users, and it allows ASL users to make a call using an ASL interpreter. If the call is longer than an hour, call for a team of ASL interpreters. RCC, Relay Conference Captioning, live captions for phone calls, webinars, and virtual events available for DHHDB people. Relay services are designed to assist individuals who are DHHDB or have speech disabilities in communicating with people who use voice telephones. The goal is to ensure that everyone can participate in phone calls, regardless of their hearing or speech ability. Relay services typically use specially trained operators, CAs, and ASL interpreters to assist phone conversations between the relay user and the other party. They even have phone numbers Spanish speakers can use if they prefer to listen or speak in Spanish. Why do I need to know about relay services? As state employees and community partners, we want a Vermont and world that is inclusive for people with disabilities. It is important to have a basic understanding of the assistive services they may be using to provide the best service. No special equipment is needed to receive or make a call to a relay service user. Relay calls are calls that include either a CA or ASL interpreter to facilitate the call, a caller, and a recipient, at least one of whom is DHHDB or a person with a speech disability. On the screen is a visual of the people in a relay call with arrows showing the communication flow. The first is the relay user, the DHHDB person, or person with a speech disability. They place a call through Vermont Relay, often using specialized telecommunication equipment to type, speak, or sign for the call. Then the CA or ASL interpreter relays the information spoken, signed, or typed between the two users. The call recipient, in this example, the hearing person, responds during their turn in the conversation. Relay services and interpreter best practices. Here are 6 tips for working with relay services and interpreters. Don't hang up. Relay calls may initially resemble telemarketing calls, but CAs or ASL interpreters will quickly begin speaking on behalf of your relay caller, unless the relay caller chooses to use their voice carryover or VCO. When you receive a relay call, you are connected with a customer who wants to do business with you. Speak clearly. Many relay calls involve the CA typing out or the ASL interpreter signing what you're saying. By speaking clearly, you can ensure the CA or ASL interpreter captures everything you say. It is not necessary to speak loudly. Speak directly to your customer, not the CA. The CA or ASL interpreter is not a part of the conversation and will not acknowledge you if you speak to them. Talk directly to the relay user. Use "go ahead" when taking turns with TTY users. If a CA says "go ahead" to you, that means it's your turn to respond. When you're done speaking, say "go ahead" or GA to indicate it's your caller's turn to respond. GA is used by TTY-based phone users. Be patient. Relay calls typically take a few minutes longer than usual telephone calls. Keep in mind, your time may be valuable, but so are your customers who use any relay service. You have control of the call. If you are not satisfied with the ASL interpreter or CA for any reason, you may ask to switch to another ASL interpreter, CA, or a supervisor. You do not have to offer any explanations. Provide feedback. Since CAs or ASL interpreters are not allowed to reveal their names, it is helpful to write down the CA or ASL interpreter's identification number, date, and time at the start of the call. This will enable you to provide valuable feedback. It is recommended that you take care of any concerns you have while you are still on the phone with the relay service. Relay call compliance. Relay calls are safe and confidential. You can share PHI, FTI, and other confidential information in a relay call. Can you be in the same room as the deaf person while calling the relay service? No, because it's a Federal Communications Commission violation. If captioning in person is needed, a live captioner would need to be booked. Security and confidentiality. All calls are completely confidential by law. No call records are kept. CAs must type exactly what you say, word for word. An ASL interpreter must interpret exactly what you sign. CAs and ASL interpreters must remain neutral and cannot participate in the conversation. Relay Conference Captioning Service, RCC, enables DHHDB people to actively participate in conference calls, video meetings, and webinars. With RCC, they can read live captions via a web browser on their computer, laptop, tablet, or mobile device. This service is free to book for and by DHHDB users who need it. Vermont's RCC is run by T-Mobile. The image to the left shows an RCC cycle with the captioner as part of a virtual meeting, listening to speakers and typing to the RCC event site, with the user reading it and speaking to reply. On the screen is the Vermont Relay RCC page link and QR code. Thank you for investing time in this training. This content was created by Laura Siegel, Director of Deaf, Hard of Hearing, and Deaf-Blind Services. If you have any questions or feedback, reach out to Laura Siegel at laura.siegel@vermont.gov. On the screen, there is a Linktree link and QR code that brings you to some links for further learning, the Vermont Relay site, a YouTube playlist with video demos of various types of relay calls, and a link to the Deaf, Hard of Hearing, and Deaf-Blind Services page.